One of the most striking stories about reincarnation comes from Trutz Hardo's Children Who Have Lived Before. In one of many fascinating tales in that book, a boy from Syria told his parents that he had been murdered by a man with an axe. He was born with a large red birthmark scar on his head and explained to them that he was murdered in a nearby community. They ultimately took him before the village elders, sharing several details about his past life. The group decided to travel to neighboring villages to understand if this identity could be established. Dr. Eli Lash, MD, a prominent physician in a nearby region, was invited to come along because he was interested in reincarnation. The first two villages conjured no memories for the child, but the third village, familiar names and places were named. Eventually, they came upon members of the community, and he pointed at one man, saying, "I used to be your neighbor. We had a fight, and you killed me with an axe." Dr. Lash then observed that this man's face suddenly became white as a sheet. The 3-year-old then stated, "I even know where he buried my body." The boy then led the group, which included the accused murderer, into fields that were located nearby. The boy stopped in front of a pile of stones and reported, "He buried my body under these stones and the axe over there." Excavation at the spot under the stones revealed the skeleton of an adult man wearing the clothes of a farmer, and on the skull, a linear split in the skull was observed, which was consistent with an axe wound. The man confessed, and they found the axe buried nearby. It's just changing the clothes that you're wearing. You wear one set of clothes today and another tomorrow. Consciousness, or the soul, or the Atman, continues on beyond these lifetimes. Worn-out garments are shed by the body. Worn-out bodies are shed by the dweller. Krishna, Bhagavad Gita 11:22. A Kriya Yoga teacher of mine explained it like moving apartments. You're in one for a while, dating some person, living a certain life, and then things change. You move to another place, but we take most of our stuff with us. All the world's a stage, and all the men and women merely players. They have their exits and their entrances, and one man in his time plays many parts. William Shakespeare, As You Like It. Yogananda himself claimed to remember his own past experiences with a sense of cosmic vision. "I also recall my own past incarnations," he said, "beyond all doubt. In the Tower of London, for example, I found many places that I remembered from a past life, places the present caretakers didn't know anything about, because I was once an Englishman. In my childhood in India, I preferred to eat with a fork and knife. When my family asked why I wanted to use these instead of my fingers, as is the Indian custom, I said, I remember this from the past. Your actions from your past are influencing you at this very moment. We know this is true from our own one-life perspective. We live in a universe of cause and effect. It's not just our actions, but our reactions to events in our lives that determine which set of possibilities we hurtle into next. Nothing ever goes away until it teaches us what we need to know. Pema Chodron, American Tibetan Buddhist, author of When Things Fall Apart, and many more wonderful books. Your current incarnation in this body is exactly where you need to be to grow. Our flaws are our tickets here, and they are also what we have to overcome. We've already overcome many, many others. Everything is a vehicle for getting liberated, and our reaction determines our freedom. We can either have the monkey mind in charge, carnal desire, or let the self come through, be an instrument of the Lord's peace. Each lesson, each event in our life will continue to show up until we learn it, until we transcend it. There is a finite number of lessons, but an infinite number of ways each lesson can manifest. So, as Yogananda and the great masters tell us, we were sent here to undo. Let us release our negative tendencies and habits that we keep holding on to life after life. May they be dissolved into the truth of our inherent oneness with the divine, with the source, with all. Which cosmic door do we walk through? We progress through a series of experiences in unique lifetimes that offer distinct lessons for our maturation and development, until ultimately class is over. After that, we either assist others still learning as bodhisattvas, or we plunge into an endless transcendental reality of ever new joy for eternity. It's a win-win. I'm Bob Peck. I'm the author of Original Sin is a Lie, How Spirituality Defies Dogma and Reveals Our True Self. I'll be reading a few of my favorite pieces from it here on this channel, along with other book reviews, clips from my old documentaries, and my podcast, Karmic Relief, and some podcasts that I guest appear on. Thanks so much for watching.